Hey everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to part 2 of the May book haul revisit. So I had a doozy of a list in May because the library book sale is in May and my birthday is in May and all of that is going on and it's all happening again today. Today is my birthday. Today is the library book sale. So I just wanted to hop on and say hello. Now let's head to the library book sale.
And I'm burned by the morning light. I make the same mistake more than twice. Same song, but brand new dance. I wear out my third second chance. You take my breath and
Okay, library book sale is over, and it was actually one of the least successful library book sale outings I've had in a very long time, which is okay, depending how you define success. I didn't find that much that I liked or that much that I needed, and so overall, like, I'm pretty happy. I got, let's see, I think 29 books and a puzzle for $19, and most of the books are middle grade books, so you probably will have already seen that haul by now. If not, the library book sale haul will be coming, but a lot of middle grade, some adults, and a puzzle, and yeah, it feels good. So you guys know normally my policy is no children at the library book sale. I typically try to get a babysitter on this day, but today is my birthday, and so my parents are in town, and so they kept the big three. The baby has been really clingy lately, and I just get nervous leaving her, and especially like with my parents because she doesn't know them super well, and so we're just in that awkward stage. So I took her, and my gosh, she was an angel. She was an angel. Didn't make a peep except to like chat and say hey, smile at people. It was blissful. It was blissful. So now I just went to Starbucks. As you can see, I'm still sitting in the Starbucks parking lot. Just went to Starbucks, got my free drink. Pro tip, if you get iced coffee, which I almost never do, but I did today, get it with no ice if you're going home and can add your own ice, because then you get so much more, or ask for ice on the side and you get so much more coffee. And so this drink, it is just an iced Americano and with some flavor, and it was going to be like $6, something like that, and that's crazy. But it was a freebie for the birthday, so that's exciting. I don't like fancy coffee. I like black coffee. Like the more bitter, the better. It's a weird thing. So, but I have replaced my coffee with matcha lately, and it's going fine. I actually feel better. I feel like the caffeine, because I was doing a half calf. Sorry, this is my phone, and so it's very rocky. I was doing 1/2 cup of coffee a day and then decaf, and I've replaced that half calf with matcha, and I actually feel really good about it. So let's see, plans for the rest of the day. It is currently 10:25, and I don't need to be home until like 11, and so I don't know. I need to run to Sam's Club and get like gas and a couple groceries, so I could do that, or I could go take a walk. The baby is sleeping. I could just like go somewhere and read, but I don't really want to do that because I just I have a lot of energy in the morning. I'm a little high strung in the morning, and so I prefer like audiobook listening, like doing something and doing audiobook listening. I could go home and organize because that like really makes me feel good, but the baby does not transfer well getting out of the car, and so I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure if I like take her out and put her directly like on a walk and keep moving, she's fine, but if I take her home and like park her in the house, not so great. But let's talk about the books. So I've started 2 things. Picture This by Jacqueline Sheehan. So this is number 2 in her Rocky Pellegrino series, and it follows the same character, Rocky. I read the first one, but it's been years, and I remember nothing, and I don't feel like, where I'm at anyway, I don't feel like I need that backstory. I read my review, but it wasn't very helpful. I don't recall anything out of the story, but I enjoyed it, and so I'm only 25 pages in because I'm reading this physically, and it is about a woman who gets a phone call one day from a teenage girl trying to find her biological father, and it is this woman's deceased husband. So we're working there. This author is a PhD, and she writes in Massachusetts, and she works on the combo of yoga and writing, and she just seems like an interesting gal. And this is so far so good. I'm really enjoying it. Short chapters, so that's good. Then I'm listening on audio to The Summer Affair by Ellen Hildebrand. So this is her first in her Nantucket series. And I said this has been sitting on my shelves forever because it's the first in the Nantucket series and I don't want to read them out of order. Swan Song just finished it, so now I can binge it. Well, I've read number 2. And again, I don't really recall it because all of Ellen Hildebrand's books kind of blend together for me. But this one too, with this title, I'm really apprehensive about the amount of cheating that's going to happen in this book. And 20% in, a scene happened that made me lose a lot of respect and empathy for our main character. So our main character is Claire, and she is now the mom to 3 young kids. They had them all really, really close. So I think her oldest is like maybe 5. And so she's got 3 young kids. She was a glass blower, and now she has been asked to chair this charity event and have one of her pieces, like a custom piece made from her for like the auction thing. And so she's doing that, and there's some drama. She's got a co-chair that she's never met, but this co-chair and she don't see eye to eye. So yeah, that's really where we are. Her marriage is lackluster, so I don't know. I've lost a lot of respect for our main character, but we'll see. We'll see. This is a long mass market, so we'll see how it goes. Like I said, yeah, don't really know what I'm going to do for the next 30 minutes, but we're going to probably go home because I didn't get ice on the side. I thought I was going to go home, so add ice to that, and then maybe go get gas first just to extend this nap, feed the baby. Then I'm going to make lunch for everybody at my house. And then I think my husband and I and the baby are going to go to lunch and just go from there. I don't know. I am planning on a big nap because I've been having 3 a.m. nightmares every night. And then I can't go back to sleep from them. And so it's been awful, and they're really weird things. Like one night it was that we moved, and I was like distraught because our house, yes, we've had a lot of house issues lately. If you've not been here, we had mold, we have carpenter ants, we've had this, we've had that. Things are not great, and like the layout of our house is not really ideal for our family. However, our neighborhood, our neighbors, like we live in the best place ever. We love it. And so I was distraught because we moved somewhere like kind of far away. We didn't know anybody. It was like just like I live on Mayberry. I mean, not really, but like there's kids out there every day at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, after school, after daycare, after work, whatever. I mean, it's just lovely. Everybody goes to everybody's house. There's kids swapping there. It's lovely. And so anyway, I don't ever want to leave. But so my nightmares are stuff like that I'm like, why? And like, I had a dream last night that somebody was like coming to my car to like assault me, and I accidentally ran them over, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, the nightmare was the guilt of running this person over, and it was just weird dream. So if you're a dream analyst, let me know. Let me know what this means. But I have them at like 3 a.m. and my alarm goes off at 4:45, and I have not been able to fall asleep since. So all that to say, I'm planning to nap this afternoon. My parents are in town all weekend, so that's exciting. But yeah, I'll just take you along as I read some of these books.
Can't get it back, might be time for.
Hey everyone, so it's midday now, and me and my husband and baby just went to Jason's Deli, and we used to love Jason's Deli, and they've changed the menu, and it's just not as good anymore. It was fine. We had a free dessert, so did that, and then we came home. I fed the baby. We said hi to the big girls, and now everybody's taking quiet time, and my husband and baby and I are going to go to Rainy Day Books. So Krista and Lindsay and Sarah and Amanda and Jen, they were all here in October and came and saw me and were so kind and brought a gift card to Rainy Day Books, and I have yet to use it. So we're going to venture that way and go see what we can find. So I'll keep you posted.
Me to face the facts, the best me is with you, but I know I got a lot to prove. They think We're too damaged to fix, but we're just working through a little rust. They like to say we're just young, but I know we won't give this up. Sometimes I lose my mind, and some days it's hard to find.
Hey everyone, so I'm going to try to update, but this little girl likes to like chat herself to sleep, so she might be noisy. Oh my goodness. You okay? I just wanted to let you guys know that I have some reading updates, and I don't remember where I stopped vlogging yesterday, but yesterday, so at the library book sale, I don't think I even told you guys this. I was a terrible vlogger yesterday. Yesterday at the library book sale, I got 29 books plus a puzzle for $19. And I just love that. That is a great outing, great way to spend a couple hours. And it was really fun. Then, so after lunch, we went to Rainy Day Books, and that's downtown. Well, it's near downtown. It's in Missouri, and we live on the Kansas side. And so it's a little bit of a jaunt for us, but went over there, and then she woke up and decided she was done and wanted to be home. And so we were going to go buy grass seed because we've got an area in our yard that is no sun. It's covered by a tree. Nothing will live there. And so it is no sun. And so we wanted to get some no sun grass to plant there because everything is dying. And so, but that didn't work out. She decided we were done. So we came home and just played in the backyard. And you guys, nothing brings me more joy than just watching my kids have fun and being there when they get hurt and when they get their feelings hurt and all the things that, like just looking at the life that we have and just how beautiful it all is and how awesome they are. So it was a great way to end the day. I was also just like painfully tired. So we did take out for dinner, and we did poke bowls, and it's a place we've never been, and it was not good. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, then my parents helped with like shower time, which is great. So I just read, and that was the end of the day. So it was a great way to spend a birthday. But I am at least 50% of the way through this, and there's not a lot going on. So basically our main character, like I said, is trying to plan this fundraiser, and she is working with a couple other people, this awful lady that I talked about and a guy, and it's just, we're just kind of examining her marriage, other marriages. There's other characters involved, but it's really her just kind of like midlife crisis basically. So yeah, this is good. I'm enjoying listening to it. It's not boring, but I think for those people who maybe don't love women's fiction, I could see how this is definitely a character study. It's not a fast moving plot. And then I'm also, let's see how many pages. 62 pages into this, and this is good, but this is one I'm really grateful that I'm reading it physically because we are following a lot of different people. So we're following Rocky, who we followed in the first book. Like I said, I still don't remember anything about the first book, and so not necessary to read it. Yeah, I hear you. And so, yeah, we're following Rocky, and she's deciding, does she want to go back to Massachusetts where she teaches, or does she want to stay on the island wherever they are, Peaks Island, Maine? And so she's making that decision. And then we've got the young girl who called and said, her deceased husband is the dad. And so we get hers, we get one of Rocky's neighbors, we get Rocky's best friend. We're getting all of their perspectives, as well as the house that she lives in Maine. And so it's really interesting. It's definitely a little, I don't know, again, a little woo-woo, but not bad, and I'm enjoying it. And she's got this dog named Cooper, and if anything happens to the dog, I'm going to be really upset, but I don't think so. The book is not about the dog. He's just like all she's got, really. So I am enjoying this, and like I said, this has really short chapters. I think there's like 60, 70 chapters in the whole book, and the book is 373 pages. So I'm trying to see exactly how many because I don't want to false advertise, but 61. So it is quick chapters, really great for like physically reading because then I can pick it up, read a chapter here and there, and it's going great. So today my daughter is playing in the championship game for her basketball league. Today's the last day of basketball. It's also the last day of swimming, and because it's the championship, we did not know what time it would be until like this week, and they're at the exact exact same time. So everybody has chosen to skip swimming and go to basketball. So my parents are still here. We're going to go to basketball as a family, as a crew, and cheer her on. And then we'll do lunch. Today I'm definitely doing a nap because I did not do a nap yesterday and I was so tired. And so today, again, we're on like this 4 a.m. wake up thing, and then I just can't go back to sleep. So been up for a hot minute. So gonna take a nap and then just hang out. So that's the plan for today. Hopefully get some filming done, but yeah, I will check in when I have more to say.
The reason why you stay by my side, you and I break our hearts open enough just to see if we'll put them back. No matter what they try, I'll stay by your side. It's you and
It's the next day and I have a little reading update. So I finished a summer affair, and you guys, I am going to give this like a 3-star, and I'm not sure why. Truthfully, like, I finished this book and I enjoyed it, even though everything I'm going to say about it is critical. So the book follows Claire, and she's planning this big event, and a summer affair is like, it's referring to like that hoopla, because it's kind of like on Nantucket, it's kind of the end of the summer, this big gala that happens every summer, I think, and this is her first year planning it, but it's all about the who's who of Nantucket and the vacationers and that kind of stuff that have uber amounts of money to spend. And so, but there's so much going on in this, and truthfully, I don't like any of the characters. So like I said, we follow Claire, we follow her best friend, we follow, we get a lot, we don't follow her best friend, but we get a lot of information about her best friend. We get information about her co-chair, about the executor of the charity, like all the things. And multiple people have affairs in this, so it's like a double entendre or whatever, where it can refer to that as well, because the planning event, I think, takes like a year. And so we're following these people for a long time, but really nothing happens. I mean, it's just them. It's the interpersonal drama as they're trying to plan this gala. And yeah, like I said, really nobody is likable. We get the executor's wife, and she had an accident, and her personality is awful afterwards. And like, it sounds like she was kind of awful before too. But anyway, so like, nobody's likable. There's not a lot of plot. It's a very slow moving, but like, I set it down and I was like, that was decent. Like, and I feel like she does character development so well that even if you don't love the characters or don't even like the characters, it's still an entertaining read. And content wise, there's a little bit of lustiness. There is one use of the GD term. However, like, GD, the initials, are in there a lot. Like, she says, if she was a glass blower and stopped for reasons that you find out, and now it's been 2 years since she's created anything, and this is going to be the hot ticket auction item. And so she talks about the GD chandelier, and she calls it the GD, like with the initials, which I don't love. And then they actually say that phrase once, which I really don't love. There's also the R word in this once that I really don't love. So all that to say, like, I don't know. I mean, like, the writing of this is great. The character development is great. And like, even though it's a slow plot, I wanted to keep reading. So I don't know what that, I mean, say what you will about that. I don't know. So 3 stars, even though I have a lot of criticism about this. And I realized that I read number 2, Castaways, years ago. And I think I only gave that 3 stars and didn't love it. So I'm really nervous. I don't have number 3, but I do have Swan Song. And like, I think it's all kind of the same group of characters. I may be wrong. I need to do more research into that to see, because like I said, we don't follow, but we hear about a lot of people in this book. And so I think the other books are presumably more focused on those other people. I don't know that for sure though. So yeah, that one, I guess I'm going to keep it. I don't know if I kept, let's look and see. Did I keep Castaways? Because I feel like, let's see what I thought about that. The Castaways. This is, so the Castaways number 2 is about Greg and Tess. Tess is her best friend. And so, Yes. Did I keep it? Let's see. I gave it a 3 stars. Oh, I actually gave it a 2.5 stars. It's actually about 4 couples, and I said I had a hard time keeping them straight. But I did keep it. I don't know why, because I really love her. I love Ellen Hildebrand. So I don't know. Anyway, so not good hopes for Swan Song, but that's not going to be in this vlog. My physical read, the picture of this book, I'm not going to say much about it because I haven't read, like I'm now on like page 80, so I think I'm maybe 20 pages from where I was yesterday, and I am liking it. Like I said, we are getting a lot of perspectives in that one too, and we've gotten the perspective of the house and the dog, so that like little bit of woo-woo is definitely continuing, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So anyway, that is all I have to say for now. Today, my parents are here until lunch, and so I'm going to try to film my June anticipated video, and that one just takes so gosh darn long that it's a daunting task. So I'm going to try to do that really quick and then clean my house. Like I've started organizing everybody's clothes and moving stuff from here to there, and yeah, I'm like in the midst of that, and I need to get it done. So that's the plan for this morning. I will check in later. Everyone, I'm back. So I kind of fell off the radar there for a minute because I don't know why. Actually, I do. So yesterday we got a massive storm, and it came at like 4 o'clock. Thank goodness, because the past 2 nights actually it stormed in the middle of the night, but like it was loud and it was like crazy. It was like 20 minutes of super hard rain, wind, little bits of hail. Like it was nuts. But I love nothing more than that. But however, I think I'm noticing that every time a storm blows in, I get a migraine. And so yesterday morning, I started not feeling great, and by noon it was a full-on migraine. And so laid down with the kids and then got up, and it was not great. Like it was a little bit better, but not good. And so then like the storm blew in, and we just made it an excuse to be cozy and do very little. And so yeah, it was great. We actually played games and stuff instead, and like it's painful, but we played the games laying on the floor and it worked out fine. So I wasn't really into vlogging yesterday, but last night I did finish this one, Picture This by Jacqueline Sheehan. So this one is interesting. So like I said a million times, the premise is that this girl comes and to Rocky, our main character, and she's like, hey, I'm looking for my biological dad. I think it's your husband. Well, her husband has died. And so she's like, I don't know. She's a former professor / psychologist or something. I don't really know. And so she like knows how to kind of psychoanalyze some things and how to kind of treat this situation, I guess. And so she is interacting with this girl, and we get her perspective, both of their perspectives. We get the neighbor girl who's a teenager who really has struggled with eating disorders, and she's like recovering from that. We get her kind of septuagenarian best friend or friend, and a guy on the island, because this all takes place on an island in Maine. We get the dog's perspective, the house's perspective. So the first half of this book is all just like setup. It's establishing all the relationships, who the people are. Rocky's making the decision to stay in Maine as opposed to going back to her teaching career and trying to make a life and renovate this house and all that kind of stuff. And then the second half gets like thrillery with like a kidnapping and a hostage situation, and like it gets weird. And I mean, just weird. Like I didn't expect that to happen. But like I said, I don't remember the first book at all, so I don't know if it did the same thing or not. But so yeah, I think it was good. I love the short chapters, and I read about half of this physically and then the other half on ebook, and it wasn't good enough that last night I had like 40 pages left. And normally, like with the last book that I read physically, it was like nothing could stop me from reading those 40 pages. This was not that way. And it was good, not riveting. I would say like 3.25 stars, between 3 and 3.5. because I think the whole like thrillery element was a little eye-rolly, a little unrealistic, but it was good. And like, there's just a lot going on in this, and like all the different POVs was not confusing, but it was a little hokey at times. And yeah, there's a lot going on, and I understand why all of it was included to an extent, but it also was like, could we have done this a little bit differently? I don't know. So I forgot to bring the book that I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading Broken Wings by Carla Stewart, and I have this on audio from Spotify, and I'm not very far into it, so I can't tell you a whole bunch about it, except it's about this like, gosh, I don't know if she's 90. I don't know if it told us, but this old lady who volunteers at the hospital, and one day, night, something, this woman comes in with some intense injuries, and she is a woman that's being abused by her fiance. And so we get both women's perspectives, and we get our older main character, Mitzi or something, her husband is still alive, but he's in an Alzheimer's unit. And so her caretaking of him, her caretaking of this poor battered woman, and their relationships. Now, this is, I think, a Christian fiction, and so that's really interesting. It's so far been really well done, and I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, and then I haven't started it yet, but I think I'm going to pick this one up physically, Good Grief by Lolly Winston, because there's 2 more that I can get on audio and 2 that I can only get on ebook. And so if I'm going to get it on ebook, I would prefer to just read it physically. And so I'm going to at least start it that way. I have no idea what this one's about. It's about, I think, a woman grieving, and yeah, I don't know. It's blurbed on the back by Ann River Sidens, Jennifer Weiner, Luann Rice, Audrey Neffinger, and Jennifer Cruz. And so this one, I love when you have a hardback that is like printed directly on the cover. I love that. And so this is, but in picking between the 2, the other one's a YA, the Blindsided book. And I think both are going to be fine. This one's like 340 pages. The other one's like 200 and something. So they're both relatively short, but I love this hardback, like naked hardback. So that's what made my decision. So we'll see. I'll give you updates. Today I just dropped my daughter off at enrichment school, and it is her last day of enrichment school. It is a half day, and it's field day, but you guys, it is 50 degrees and frigid. Like it's so cold and windy. And so I think they moved field day inside, which is such a bummer. But yeah, it's field day. It's a half day. So I'm going to go home, get all my other kids. We're going to go to Sam's Club and go to Panera to get my free birthday, whatever, bakery item or whatever it is. And then we're going to come home, feed the baby. My daughter has requested that I have a smoothie to pick her up, because in the warm, like the beginning of the year when it was super warm, every day I'd bring her a smoothie because it was so hot and it was like snack time. And so I'd bring her like a loaded smoothie, and she loved it. And then I didn't do it throughout the winter, and she's like, Mom, can you please just bring me a smoothie? And so yeah, we're on the smoothie train again. So even though it's 50 degrees, she's like, it's fine. I'm going to be hot from running around. So she wants a smoothie. I'll bring her a smoothie. So make smoothies, come up here, and then go home, eat lunch. We're going to do naps because tonight we have a softball game. And so everybody needs a little woo-saw time, and that's the plan for the day. So I will keep you posted as the day goes on. Okay, so vlogging is a thing I'm doing, right? I kind of missed the memo because it has just been a chaotic week. It's Friday. I don't remember when the last time I updated is, but Tuesday we had softball. Then the baby got sick that night, and so I slept not a wink. And so Wednesday was really horrible and just exhausting. And yeah, and I don't know what's happened, but somehow it's Friday. I've got a lot of book updates. We played tennis. We've done all the things. And now it's chilly out. It is Friday of Memorial Day weekend, and it's cold out, and our neighborhood pool opens tomorrow, and it's cold and rainy. But I think so we were just outside playing, and like, it feels like there's a bug on me because it's like cold, but it's late enough, late enough in spring that bugs are out. If you are in the Midwest or South, I think you understand. Bugs are out in full force, and I feel like I've got bugs in my jacket. So that's great. But okay, I finished Broken Wings, and this for me is a strong 3 stars. Now, I am in the midst of a lot of health and anxiety issues, and so it could be right book, wrong time. But this is about, like I said, Mitzi is our older lady. She was a singing duo with her husband when they were young. Now he's really struggling with Alzheimer's, and she is volunteering at the hospital. Sees, let's see, what's her name? Brooke. Brooke comes in. She is has an abusive significant other, and so Mitzi really takes Brooke in, and the two form a friendship, and I love that element. We get both perspectives. We also get Mitzi's timeline then and now, and so we get to like see her fall in love with her husband, that kind of stuff. And I didn't like that past timeline. I got bored, honestly. And Brooke's story of the abuse and all of that felt very Lifetime movie-esque, and so. This was sweet. It was decent while I was reading it. It was, like I said, a very strong 3 stars. It was good while I was reading it. I guarantee I won't remember this for very long. But it's one that I think I would like to revisit another time. And it's great for that relationship, that older, younger mentor relationship. Then I finished Good Grief by Lolly Winston. So this... I don't know if you guys can hear. My 2-year-old is bossing around the baby. I decided, there's no we about it. I decided randomly this morning that I'm going to potty train her this weekend. And I may or may not be successful. My confidence is not high. Yes, she is my 3rd kid to potty train. But my first one was so easy. I don't know if it was like a her thing or what, but she was super young, super easy. It was like, I felt like I was a great parent because she was just awesome. Second one didn't give a darn, and she was harder. And then I finally discovered, like, we're putting her in panties, and she was intentionally not keeping them dry in order to get all the panties at once, and because they were Minnie Mouse, and she loves Minnie Mouse, and so went through that. And then now this third one, I'm not sure. She's a wild card. So she's my oldest to potty train at this point, I think. So we'll see. But anyway, back to the books. So this is definitely potentially right book, definitely wrong time. So this is about a woman who is grieving the loss of her husband. And she's a young woman. She's, I don't know, maybe in her 30s. And her husband died of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, I believe. And she's just trying to come back to life. You know, she's just trying to figure out how to live again. Her mother-in-law is kind of pushy and like wants her to move all his stuff out. And at the beginning of the book, it's like 3 months after, so it's fresh. And her mother-in-law is really pushy. She's just kind of wallowing in grief, you know, I mean, as you would, and she's having a hard time. And then she decides to make some changes in life. So she lives in like Silicon Valley, and she's like, why? This is the most expensive place ever. Her job's not going well because she's not, like, her mental health is such that she's not able to really do a great job at her job. And so she is just like, okay, let's go. And she goes to like Oregon or somewhere, and starts over, and she joins the Big Brothers Big Sisters program and gets a 13-year-old little sister, and that kind of is, she's like a broody, sullen girl. And the friends and family that she kind of encounters there is what kind of pulls her out. She rediscovers different talents and things that she wants to do, and it's definitely just a woman starting over story. And I don't want to say just, but for me, It really does a great job, in my opinion, of showing the anxieties that happen when you've lost somebody unexpectedly, and not unexpectedly in that he got diagnosed and died really, really quick. I don't know if that's the case, but you don't expect to lose your spouse in your 30s, you know? And so she definitely spiraled at times about her own health and about different things that I thought were so relatable and so triggering, truthfully, right now where I'm at. I'm having some health issues that are somewhat minor, but all have scary terms, you know, all have scary possibilities. And those scary possibilities keep you up at night. You know, if you let them, they will keep you up at night. And this book was just very much triggering, and so now I'm feeling a little bit slumpy. I am actually taking a break to read a book for Vlogmas, so that's exciting. And so, but update on this saga, the Divine Sisters of the Yaya Sisterhood / Little Altars Everywhere, which is first. Some of you guys let me know that Divine Secrets is listed as number 1 on Goodreads, but this one is number 1 on Libby. And so I did some digging. This is indeed a prequel, and for the most part, and it said either can be read first. You can read either in whatever order. There are definitely companions, supplements, it doesn't matter. So this one, for some reason, has like a 12-week wait at my library for the audio. This one's available now. So I'm going to do this one. I don't know when. I don't know if this is going to be next, but this is my update. If I hate this, then I will just unhaul the whole series. If I love it, I'm a little nervous that this will be somewhat redundant, but I'm not sure. I kind of want to do an experiment. Maybe this will be a Patreon-only vlog and see what happens after this book if I continue on. If I don't continue on, obviously there will be no video. But okay, that's enough rambly chatty. I'm gonna go make some lunch and get on with the day. Get on with the potty training. Wish me luck. Hopefully by the time this posts, I'll be like, oh yeah, she's good. She's fully potty trained. Not hopeful, but we'll see. So I'll keep you posted.
We go back and forth every time, waiting for one of us to cross the line. You got me and I got you.
Hey everyone, so it is actually very quick after I updated this last time, because I finished my Vlogmas book, and so I started this because, like I said, this is like the one I could get. I couldn't get Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood, and there's actually a note to the reader. So physically reading this, I'm gonna have to love the series to keep the physical books, because it is tiny font with like no margins, and yeah, so I don't know. I physically reading this is probably not going to happen. So what I'm going to do is audio, but it starts with a note to the reader, and she says in there that this is the first book, and then Divine Secrets is the follow-up. And so, like I said, my research has said that they're kind of companions. It's not a big deal what order you read them in, but it made me feel better. This was written first, and is supposed to be, I guess, the first one. So yeah, I am excited to read this. I don't really know anything about it. So yeah, today it's Saturday, Memorial Day weekend. This morning, it was one of the mornings. Every now and again, the baby has this morning, like normally I feed her and then I get up and go work out and she stays asleep and everything's fine. But some mornings, as soon as I leave, she's like just up, and that was one of those mornings. So I put her in the stroller, went for a walk, and it's like 60 degrees maybe, and cloudy and gloomy. So not great for Memorial Day, but really great like exercise weather. And we went out, we left the house probably about 6 maybe, and like it's just so it's late enough in the year that it's light, but it's so quiet out. It's just so peaceful. So it was really great. And I actually stopped by 2 little free libraries and got 2 books for me and 2 books for the kids. So that's exciting. But yeah, now we're about to go actually for another walk, because she woke up and was fussy, ready to eat like before I was ready to be done. And so me and the kids are going to get in the stroller and on bikes and stuff, and we're going to race my husband to Sam's Club. See if I don't know that we'll make it all the way to Sam's Club, but he will, obviously. And because we have a pickup, and so then he'll just pick us up on the way home. So fun times, right? That's what we're doing today. But this is the first weekend with no sports, and it feels really great. So I will update when I have read more of that.
We got a lot to prove. They think we're too damaged to fix, but we're just working through a little rust. They like to say we're just young, but... Hey
everyone, so it's the next day, and I haven't finished this book, but I have an update. I am interested in the story, but very put off by the language and the way this is written. So this is, if you've read Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood, I think it follows Sita maybe, and her mother is Vivi, which is one of the Yaya Sisterhood moms or ladies. And the book is definitely more about her children than her. And it's their children in this book. And so in the Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood, I believe Sida, I don't know how to say her name. She is getting married. And so now, and she's trying to like empathize with her mom. And so I think she learns more about her mom, like growing up. This one is her growing up and the abuse that's going on. And it's just, I mean, I expected these to be kind of like fun, carefree, lighthearted. They're not. They're heavy, and there's a lot of language in this. And now I can understand the use of language in times where it's trying to set the stage. It's trying to set the culture. It's trying to, I don't know. It's used a lot. It's a southern town around the Civil War time. And then now it's like Vietnam, actually, not Civil War. Goodness gracious. It's Vietnam, and they are a Southern family that has a plantation. They have African-American people that work for them, and the language is just awful. Honestly, the language is awful. We get perspectives of like multiple siblings. We get their dad. We get one of their like hired help. We get a lot of different perspectives, and I'm really interested in the characters and the story, but they use GD excessively, and that's one that I just can't get over. And so I'm really wanting to maybe DNF this, but I'm like 80% of the way through, so I'm just gonna finish the rest of the language. Like I said, I could see over, because it's setting the like culture of who they are. However, it's just excessive, and the GD term is one that I really, really, really don't like. So I'm going to finish this. I will someday start the Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood, and if it's the same, I'll probably not read it and just unhaul the rest of the series, because like I said, I'm interested in the characters, but that is just so off-putting. I don't really like it. So that's that. So last night, or yesterday, my kids had asked me to text our neighbor to see our beloved babysitter. She went to college, and now she comes home for the summer, and she's home, and they wanted me to text her and see if she would come over. And so I text her, and they kept saying, has she responded? Has she responded? Has she responded? So I was checking my phone more often than regular, and it is such a blessing that I did, because we got a post on eNeighbors from one of the neighbors, like at the end of our cul-de-sac, who was getting rid of like all of their games. And I don't know why. I think their children are grown now, and so they got rid of like everything. And so we went down and got like pay dirt. We got tabletop air hockey and foosball, and we got like the original life game of life from like, I think my husband said it's early 80s or something. I don't know if that's the original, probably not, but a very old vintage stuff, but also like Battleship and stuff that I've been like looking for, and they just gave it all to us. I mean, we weren't the only ones there getting stuff. They gave away tons. And so now my kids, it is such a blessing on time too, because my kids have been playing, and it is a rainy, rainy, rainy day, and it's going to rain really now until midweek next week. And so they are occupied, they are playing, they are happy. I mean, there's some fights and battles, but overall they're happy. So it's been a big blessing. Not that I've gotten a lot of reading done, but I've gotten a lot of other stuff done. So yeah, I'm gonna finish that today, and then we'll start on the next part, and we'll go from there. So I'll keep you posted. Hey everyone, so it's the next day, and I have, I guess, minor updates. We didn't really do anything. Last night I had my live show with Krista from Books and Jams. I actually wore this sweatshirt last night, so if you caught that, I mean, it was last night, same day, same shirt, different day. But I finished this and have no thoughts to add. It was fine. I wish there was far less cursing. I'm going to give the next one a shot, but not in any rush, and I could see myself pretty easily unhauling this trilogy. So then I started Blindsided, which because I'm kind of craving some YA, and this is YA about a girl who was born with no irises in her eyes, and so she can see, but the doctor has said it's an inevitability. At some point she's going to lose her sight, and we're getting close to that point, she thinks. And so he said it could just be one morning you wake up, it's gone, or it could be gradual. We don't really know. And so her parents, she is about to be, I think, a junior in high school, and her parents sent her to a school for the blind, and it's like she goes all week and then comes home on the weekends, and she's not happy about it, but because she's kind of in denial about the whole losing her sight thing. She doesn't think it's going to happen. She always says there's a reason for hope, which is true. But the doctor is like, hey, you need to learn Braille and like how to get along without your sight because it's going to happen. And so she goes, and at first she feels very out of place because she's in a school where nobody can see and she can still see. And as things happen, she really finds empathy and friendship, and I'm really enjoying this book. I'm almost done. It's only like 230 pages or something. And so it's reading really quick. I will definitely finish this today, but this is really informative on issues that blind people face that you may never think about. And I think this is a really important read for anybody, teenagers, adults alike, because there's things like money. How in American money, there's no differentiation between a $1 bill and a $20 bill. So how are they supposed to know how to pay for things? And how are they supposed to trust that people will give them correct change? And all of these kind of things that I'm like, gosh, I had never thought about that. They also talk a lot about the vulnerability of being blind and not being able to see, and how predators may prey on that weakness, and how to protect yourself and be informed. And gosh, it's just so many things that are giving me a level of empathy that I didn't understand before. So this is so far very, very good. And for a YA, like, it's great. There's no romance, which is great. I love when there's no romance. Her friend has like a boyfriend and he's kind of yucky. And she's she's 16, 17 in a school with a bunch of other 16, 17-year-olds. So there's a little bit of talk about it, but there's no romance. And I'm really close to done. I'm not sure. I'm reading it on ebook and I'm not sure how far I am. But anyway, so that's that. So now we are in an epic game of life because, like I said, we got a ton of games from our neighbors, and one of them is, I think we might have more of an updated version of Life, but this is the original OG. And so the four of us are playing Life, my two big kids and me and my husband. And so we are playing in small doses. So we've got Life set up on the table. It's our goal to finish that today. It's another kind of gloomy day. It's not supposed to rain for a couple hours, but we're going to run to Target because the kids are out of yogurt, and they have the kind of yogurt that the kids like. Actually, Whole Foods might have it. We have to go there too to return some stuff, so maybe I'll look at that, and maybe we'll just make it a one-stop shop. But it is Monday, Memorial Monday, which is great. No news is good news. So I will update when I finish this, and then we just have one more book. So it looks like Friday is doable. So I'm going to stop rambling so this isn't hours and hours long, and we will see you when I finish this book.
Give this up. Sometimes I lose my mind, and some days it's hard to find the
Hey everyone, so we are washed out in really weird lighting, but I am here to tell you guys about my last final two books. So I finished Blindsided. Actually, first I want to tell you about what we did last night. Me and the girls went to Fancy Nancy, the illustrator of Fancy Nancy. She is Robin Price Glass, what's her name? I'll put a picture up of Fancy Nancy so you can see her name. But she was at one of our libraries, and she came because she has a new book out all about sisters and spring. And so took the girls, everybody got super fancy, and we went, and they had like crafts and cookies and lemonade and all that kind of stuff, and we got to hear her read her new book and hear about her process. And this book she actually wrote with her sister, which is really fun. She is one of four girls, and she is the oldest, I think, and so that was fun for my oldest daughter being one of four girls, and just talking about the different personalities and things. And it was really fun. It was really fun. I acted like I'd never been to an author event or illustrator event, and I forgot all of our Fancy Nancy books at home. But it worked out okay because it was kind of later in the evening, and the line was so long to get anything signed. And so she is saying that she's going to come back in the fall, because I think in the fall there's a new Fancy Nancy book coming out. So if she comes back, we'll go again and we'll sign stuff then. So Yeah, just so fun. We've been to a couple author events with the kid, both with the kids and without, and it's just the funnest thing. I really enjoy that. And so, yeah, otherwise we've just had tons of sports and things. And even though we had a rainy Memorial Day weekend, there's still stuff going on. And today we've spent the majority of the day outside because it's Wednesday and it's the first day it has not rained. It's going to here at like 7. So we have just been outside all day and it's been lovely. It is glorious. So now let's talk about the books I finished. So I finished Blindsided, and this was good. I really like this. I don't have a ton more to add, except, like I said, it brought up really important topics about blindness and visual disabilities and things that you as a seeing person likely have never thought about unless this is a subject that is really close to home for you. And I really appreciate it for that. I will say there's some Lifetime movie-esque kind of things because it's so short. It's like 230, 240 pages, and there's a lot topic, like a lot tackled. There's a lot of topics tackled. There you go. We've got like self-harm and just all sorts of different things. And I liked how they explored kind of the relationship dynamics of people who lose their sight like later, you know, people who are born blind versus people who like have sight and then lose it. I liked that. And like I said, it just packed a whole bunch in there. Check trigger warnings because there's definitely some going on in here. And the way it just all happened so quick felt a little Lifetime movie-esque, but there's that. And then the last one is The Other Me by Saskia Sargensen. So let me knock everything over in the process of getting this. And I DNF'd this, you guys. Not because it was bad. I listened to 30% of it on audio and I just didn't care. I just didn't care. I don't know if it's like the wrong book, right book, wrong time, but I just wasn't drawn in. It's 1986 in London, 1995 in Leeds, and 1930s in Germany. There's like a teenage girl who is, 1986 London. Claudia is about to start high school. She's embarrassed by her German father. Kids taunt her saying he was a Nazi, and she doesn't know. She doesn't know. And then 1995 in Leeds, Eliza's in love. She has dropped out of the university to pursue her passion, which is dance. But then talented artist Cosmo comes along, and soon she realizes that she might have room in her life for two loves. But can she really continue her lie to everyone around her? And why is she so afraid of the truth? And then 1930s Germany, two brothers are trying to fend for themselves during the chaos of the Third Reich's rise to power. So one rallies for the Fuhrer, the other holds back. One's good, one's bad, but history tells a completely different story. So I could see where this was going, and it wasn't written in a way that drew me in, and I gave it 30%, and I'm just not into reading 3-star books right now. This year I'm trying to really let things go if they're not catching me, so I let this one go. So that is everything. My kids are outside swimming. It's 70 degrees, but we went on a walk, and it, like, in the sun, it is warm. It is hot. And so they're out in our little backyard pool, and we did takeout for dinner tonight because I'm using my birthday rewards. And so, yeah, that's everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully, gosh, this May book haul revisit, I'll link part 1 down below, but this is like 2 hours of content just to get these books read, but we did it. So hopefully a little less eventful in June, but we'll see. So thank you again. We'll see you in the next one.